Twack, that new age crack. Listen, this dope literally paralyzes people's entire bodies, having them convulsing, doing the most craziest body movements you've ever seen in your life. And not only is this dope prevalent all throughout the nation, but specifically in the prison system, man, all throughout the chain gang, there is this dope that's called Twack, and it's flooded everywhere. Listen, I done seen the best Chris Brown moves in my life by some dude, bro, like who can't even dance. The most regular, goofy, white person you've ever seen in your life. But literally while he was high on that Twack, I swear to you, I have never seen the most fluid Chris Brown, and he was not even just doing it for like a couple seconds. He, no cap, was on the top bunk just doing this for like a good 3 minutes, and the whole dorm was wilding. Everybody was like, look, look, look. And he was just non-stop. I'm talking about he was like I can't dance, I can't do it, but he was killing it. Twack, that new age crack. What's poppin', man? It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, and how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration. Prison family, forever convicts, listen, we are on the journey to 5,000 subscribers. Right now, we're already past the halfway mark. We're at 2,600. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please stop right now. Scroll down a little bit. Go ahead and subscribe. As a matter of fact, go ahead and share this video with one of your homies, somebody you know, so we can continue to grow this channel with some fire, authentic, real prison stories and some dope prison content. So go ahead, man, light up the comments, share something, man, a prison story. If you've been locked up, if you've been incarcerated, go ahead and drop a story in the comment box, man, so we can continue to keep the conversation going and we can share everything that we learned all throughout our incarceration. It's prison. No one's there for being a law-abiding citizen. So obviously, you got nothing but convicts, criminals, finessers, manipulators, liars, murderers, rapists, thieves. I'm talking about the worst of the worst. So what's going to be in prison then? Dope, drugs. It's obvious. I don't care how secure. I don't care how many police they got. I don't care whatever they think they can do to try to prevent it. It will never happen. The prison system has always been and will always be flooded with dope. This is what it is, man. There's drugs all throughout the prison system, throughout the world, obviously in America. And I'm not just talking about like, you know, some loud, some weed. I'm talking about any drug you can think of, from cocaine to crack to meth to, you know, weed to wine. Not only that's made in prison, but even, you know, alcohol, liquor that's smuggled in. Anything that you could find on the street that is dope. Pills, Percocets, heroin, anything that is in society is also in prison. That's just what it is. All right, so listen, there's this new drug, and I guess it's not really new anymore. From my knowledge and to my remembrance, I think it was maybe like in 2010, 2011, I was in prison my first time, and I was at work, at least I think is when I first heard of it. And the nickname back then, it used to be called Ren, like Ren. And I think it's because the main company that made it was called Serenity. So what it was like legal marijuana, it was legal weed that you could buy in like the smoke shops and, you know, like just the gas stations, you know, everybody was selling it and it was legal. And it was just like a chemical sprayed on like some type of incense is what it was supposed to be. But people were smoking it and it was getting you high. And, you know, it didn't show up in drug tests. So a lot of people who are on papers, you know, probation, you know, their alternative, you know, people who smoke, you know, loud, they smoke weed a lot. Their alternative was to smoke this like incense, you know, Serenity was like the biggest brand, and then also K2, you know, and I know that's still a big name for it. So it was like Spice, K2, Serenity. We used to call it like Rin Rin, whatever. But like throughout, you know, the years and wherever state you in, obviously the nickname is interchangeable and is used differently in different places or whatever. But Tunchi, that's a big nickname as well, especially here in Florida. So anyways, like I remember at the beginning stage of when this stuff came out, it was legal first. You know what I mean? It wasn't that potent. But as time continued to progress, that stuff was getting stronger and stronger and stronger to the point to where people are like going to the hospital and dying and people are falling out. But I think as it continued to progress is when like the government seen like, yo, this stuff is poison. They made it illegal. I remember they were doing like raids on gas stations and corner stores and all the stuff and smoke shops because they were still selling it, running that bag up, even though it was illegal and whatever, you know. So it was been like, I think outlawed for years now. But anyways, whole point that I'm getting at is this dope, which in chain gang is mostly called twat, you know, that twat, because it makes people go crazy. I'm talking about someone will hit that stick, you know, in the back stall or in the cell or whatever, and all of a sudden you hear people screaming or throwing up. You already know they on that twag, you know, they on that tune, you know, and it's got them going crazy. So, you know, it started off, you know, not just in the street.